Alrighty, are we on? I guess we're on. I'm trying to find some music to play, something that's not copyrighted. No copyright sounds. What the hell is this crap? Oh my god. Alright. Let's try to find something. No copyright. Maeve, good evening, buddy. How you doing? Give me a second. Background music for better concentration. No, that's too sleepy. Let's say programming music. Is there something like that? Programming music. Oh yeah, didn't I play some? Okay, actually, wait, I think I have some music already. Yeah, it's this thing. Deep cyber music. Let's play this. Good, man, good. I haven't streamed in a while, as you might have noticed. Let me reduce the volume of this. Good, man. Not much to say, to be very frank with you. Yeah, just working, being with my family. Yeah, pretty much. Max, good evening. What about you? What about you, Maeve? How are you doing, man? Yeah, so yeah, but I'm back. Yeah, should be regular streams as before. And what is to say? We're gonna need to open up Programmer Network a bit. So what I'm actually doing, I'm removing the landing page completely. So basically right now, when you go to Programmer Network, right, you see this, we're gonna remove that. Basically, we're gonna open it up. So you basically see this feed, you just can't interact with it. But so we're gonna be working on that next couple of streams. And also, if you remember, alongside with the libraries that we open sourced, or to say moved to different projects, we're gonna also be integrating them, more specifically Yale, our component library, our design style library, and then we're gonna be doing the use AJV form as well, right? This stream is about building a platform called Programmer Network, right? So I do develop software, yes. So I'm not sure what everything is software, right? But yes, this whole stream is about building a single platform. I don't build bullshit, or I don't. If you mean is this stream talking crap 90% of the time? No. This stream is coding 90% of time. If that's what you mean. So if you wanna some influencer bullshit, this is not the stream for that. You can find that pretty much on anywhere. This stream is me building this platform, so that's really it. Jav, my friend, good evening. Good, man, just starting the stream now and kind of figuring out where do we start. So we need this stuff, and good. Well, then you're, I think, at the right place for the most part. Yes. Okay. Open up network. So I got some inspiration. So this was great. use blah blah. Okay, so let's open up stuff. So this is our API, right? So I fixed some bug that you guys reported a couple of maybe weeks ago even. So let's open up our front end here as well, right? Our React front end. And yeah, we're gonna start hacking on it, right? So basically, as I said, today we're gonna be kind of opening up a bit the Programmer Network platform, because many of you have shared feedback with me is that when you come to Programmer Network, you have this login screen, and some people are reluctant to sign up or sign up initially by clicking these buttons because they don't know what's there. So what we're gonna do basically is we're gonna, as I said, that's what I'm doing now on my local host. We wanna kind of do something similar to this Methadon, or whatever is it called. I got inspired by their UI. So basically we want to do something just not like this, Mastodon, right? So we want to kind of open it up in a similar fashion like this. What is it called? Mastodon, yeah, Mastodon, right? Yeah, exactly. So we basically want to do something like those guys. I like this. Not like, I mean, the layout itself, right? So the feed should be visible when you come, and then we should have something that asks you, hey, you should sign up, right? So something like that, something along those lines, right? So we're gonna be working on that, and then we're gonna be gradually, as we've, built this library recently, and we also open source this, we'll be now using this in our own thing, right? So we'll need to switch to this. We open sourced it, now we have to switch to it. All right. With that said, let's open localhost, right? So now, as you can see, we have one. I used the Visual Studio Code, yes. So as you can see, we have 1 and then 3 here. So we're gonna have some sidebars probably here. We'll see. It's unclear. So let's actually start with draw.io, and let's kind of draw this up a bit. So this is going to be our feed, and let's figure out the layout, right? So we're switching to this now, and we got inspired by that other platform, right? So let's kind of figure it out, right? So this is going to be our feed. Damn, and that's crazy. 10,000. Jesus Christ. All right, so let's take a look at that, right? So when you come to a landing homepage of Programmer Network, we're gonna have the feed as this, as we already have in production now. But then we have to kind of show sign up and stuff somewhere else, right? So we need to map that out, right? Now, do we need both left and right sidebars? That's unclear yet. We'll have to figure it out. We need to figure that one out, right? Yeah. All right, so. And then if you click on someone, right, you're gonna open it up there, right? Yeah, okay. I wonder if we should just leave it still in the top, right? That's unclear now. Because those guys that I showed you, right, they have it somehow like this, which I think we also need, right? 7,000 alone, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So we'll definitely need the sidebars, I believe, right? And let's see how do we want to do it, right? So we want to have sign up somewhere, right? Those guys have put it to the right. Does that make more sense? I don't actually know. They probably did some UX research and stuff like that, right? So they must have a reason. It's just generally users read from left to right, so it's I would expect to have it somewhere here, right? So let's actually try to mock that up, and then we're gonna add it here. So yeah, something like that, right? So let's also have, yeah, we're gonna have maybe. It's just their platform is a lot simpler than ours in a sense of features, right? So we cannot do this, right? Because we have way more than just feed, right? We have user profiles, repositories, meetups, all of that stuff, right? So now this is a huge major change because, I mean, I cannot make a decision now. Should I like render everything always in this middle part, right? And then have the sidebar. So that's now, I guess, the core question. Should we render every single thing, including user profiles, in there? And if we do so, they would be very narrow, right? It should be very narrow. And that makes it a little bit problematic then, right? I guess. I mean, we could try and see how it works, right? So maybe we can try that. So let's get started with that, right? Okay, so if you go to feed, right, I'm gonna actually nuke this flex from here. So I'm actually gonna nuke all this. I'm just gonna leave it like this, right? So now if we go to the feed, we should just have that, right? Exactly, right? That's great. Now we're gonna go here, and we'll need to introduce that type of thing here. So all the routes themselves, right? So we're gonna kind of get rid of the nav bar for now, I guess. And we're just gonna comment it out. And then this part here, right? This part in here, we most likely want to put inside of that middle thing, right? So here, so basically, let's see, we have a grid, min height screen, blah, blah, blah. So what if we say, well, okay, this is a grid now, which is okay. What if we say grid calls 3, and we say div 1, div this, and then div 3. Yeah, right? So that's what we get. Here's the 1. And this seems to be like a super fluid thing right now, right? So you can see app wrapper. Wait, what is this app wrapper doing? So we have the grid. If we can actually take a look at that in the layout section here. So here's the grid, right? Leo, my friend, good evening. So here's the grid, and as you can see, it kind of goes all the way full width, right? So we obviously don't want that, right? So we'll want to control that a little bit better. But it's a huge change. It's a huge change, right? Okay. So I guess here we would have to say max width or something, right? So max width, and then, I don't know. No, yeah, but now we'll have to go more 7XL or something, right? And then MX Auto or something like that, right? You're coming back tomorrow. Well, good, man. I miss you, man. Well, it's not that I've been streaming anyway, so in that sense, yeah, but so Jesus Christ, man, this is gonna be a lot of change. We're gonna have to change so many things. So with that said, I'm actually not gonna go with the flex. I'll rather go with let's try that. So instead of saying grid, right, we're gonna say flex call gap 2. And it's not gonna be a flex call, sorry, my bad. Got it. Okay, so that's not terrible completely, right? And then we say 7. And then we can say justify center, right? Or to say also items center, right? No, but that's now doing something that I actually don't want it to do, right? So let's see. Take a look at that. All right, okay, it's okay. So let's leave it there for a moment. It doesn't really matter. Let's just leave it there for a moment, right? So this is going to be a major change we're making in our platform here. So let's just do it gradually, right? It's going to be not technically major, right? Just from the perspective of the UI and the whole experience of us using it, right? All right, cool. So let's leave that there. And where is this box 1 that we've created here, right? So here we're gonna do something, right? So we wanna maybe have a logo there that says programming network or whatever. We'll have to see about that, right? So we're gonna say, Leo, man, I'll see you another day. Go sleep, and we'll talk again when you're back, man. This is just temporary because we have a lot of stuff to change. NSD, my friend, good evening. Let me actually do one thing because it's irritating me a bit, to be honest. I'll just get rid of this for now because I was just playing this off with this off stream. So I'll just get rid of that for now. And I'll go to feed, right? No, let's leave that as is. That's good. We need to constrain the max width on this, right? If we go back to the app here. So this has to be constrained in some way, right? So we need some max width. We'll see how big this is going to be eventually, right? Chica, good evening, buddies. How are you? All right, so that would kind of center it there a bit, right? Yeah, I don't know. This is, yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit. We'll see, right? It's gonna be a little bit tough to say, right? At the very least, but we have to figure it out because we're now changing. You're done for today. Good, man. How you been? It's been a while since I streamed. How you guys been? What have you been up to? All right. All right. So let's imagine we would have that there. So we're now reconstructing our UI. Well, some parts of it, at least the core parts. That's really weird. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's really bad. Okay. That kind of sucks. I was up to 8 hours of reading ARM32 assembly just to sounds really fun, man. Sounds very creative and fun but yeah, I mean, you sold it at the end, I guess, right? So that's really what matters, right? Pays well. Good, great, man. Great. I don't like that shit. This is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be the toughest thing we've done UX wise for a while now, to be honest with you, because it's gonna require yeah, I'm very skeptical about this. Very skeptical about this. How did those guys do it that I'm trying to get inspired from? Create an account, login. Okay. $22,947. Yeah, that's really it's well, it's 30% cheap. So that would be maybe, I don't know. The Swedish crown is, I would say, a lot weaker today than the Danish one, right? I've been to Sweden to this Google conference, if you remember, a couple of months ago. And it was so cheap, man. It was so cheap. I've been to Stockholm, and it was so cheap. It's crazy. I mean, compared to here in Copenhagen, right? I don't know. This is so tough. Maraca. So we would have to, wait, did I zoom in here? I did. Yeah, we would have to drastically change a lot of the things here, right? Is that a problem though? Maybe it isn't. I don't actually know. But on smaller screens, this would also be problematic. So I'm not actually quite sure, honestly. Not quite sure what to do with this. For sure, we have to open it up. There's no question about that. But is this a solution? No, I don't think so. Because it's just too much work now. And I don't have a designer, so this would be a rabbit hole we would fall into for a very long time, right? Because we cannot just radically change the whole UI just like that, right? So either way, I'll have to. That's why I'm probably going to be streaming less, right? Because it's kind of pointless, right, doing this on a stream. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for people. But okay, so let's imagine we'll leave the actual top menu, right? We'll leave the top menu, right? How could we work with that? So let's imagine you come and you only see this. Does that make sense? Probably not. And also, if we go to the actual feed in here, right? At least we should have something like this, right? Or something like this, right? So you come, there's a top bar, as we have it in production as well. There's join us button. Or maybe we could have some sidebar here only when you're not logged in or whatever. But then, I mean, I guess, let me go to actual production. So, and then we have this thing here, but we don't really expose the tags anywhere. We don't do any of the things, right? So this is fine. I'm actually happy with that, almost. It's just those sidebars, man, I genuinely despise them. I hate the sidebars, right? It just most of the time they're such a waste of space, and just details that just think boxes, you know, standing there for no really reason, right? It's very little usability in there, right? So it's like, how do we not have them but still expose some stuff? Maybe expose things here to the nav. Exactly, but I mean, look, if I go to dev.to, let's imagine I go here, right? And let's genuinely, I could use your guys' opinion on this, like genuinely, like if we discuss this genuinely, right? Look at the sidebars here, right? there is a lot of crap in it, right? But does anybody genuinely click on these things ever? And it's a genuine question. It's not a statement, it's a question. Does anyone comes here and clicks Music Monday? What are you listening to? It's just like, I'm convinced, I guess I convinced myself at least, obviously, right? That's not, you see, like there's so much crap in it, right? Podcasts, do people actually? Sako, my friend, Stack Overflow. Yeah, I don't know, right? It's hard for me to justify smacking in a freaking sidebar, right? Unless it has so much functionality, so much function, so much importance, right? Because like, and then also this Mastodon thing that I am trying, Mastodon, this thing, right? I mean, look at those sidebars here, man. Is it really worth it, this, right? Is it really worth having sidebars for this? I get why they did it, because they wanted to have this kind of virtualized, dynamically calculated height of this thing. I get that, right? But it's just like having those two boxes left and right. Is there any function to this, right? It's so strange. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. I don't want to build the platform, right? Like in that way. But I 100% agree with you. You're right that I get that, right? But that's why that's why we often as civilization, we don't move forward, right? Because we just clone other shit, right? And I'm asking those questions. I'm kind of religious about it because I just find it so useless, right? You have a whole side of a website, right, using something to show a sentence, right? I don't know. But okay, this is a way simpler product than Programmer Network in a way that this is just feeds, right? Pretty much. So I get that for this it makes sense, because here, I mean, basically you have the feed and that's it really. That's what, it's like Twitter basically, right? So I don't know what to do. Because Sako, what I'm doing today, I want to open up a Programmer Network so when you're not logged in, you can still see the platform, right? Many of you guys have left these comments, right? Because if you remember, if you go to production now, you see this page, so you have to sign up in order to see something. So I'm getting rid of this, right? But now I'm trying to figure out, you know, where to put some of these things, you know, when you're not logged in, right? And for sure, Sako. I 100% agree. I mean, I am listening to you guys' feedback. It's just there's so much work building this stuff, right? That there's always something we're doing. So for sure, right? And that's what I'm going to be focusing on next 2 weeks for sure. Like we want to open this up, right? So it's not so locked, right? Depends what users want. If it actually solves a problem and prevents you from redesigning your layout, then sure, try sidebar. Yeah, but you know what's the thing, right? Again, as I said many times, right? I'm building these platforms purely based on my own values, right? And you know what's going to be the consequence of that? Who knows, right? Maybe everything that I'm doing is wrong, right? But the problem is, right? I want to keep this layout so simple and so dumb, right? But provide bunch of features. So you know, it's not. Of course, I can now go ahead and just add a sidebar. That's easy. That's the easy part. The question is, right, the hard question is the UX, the UI question is, can we still keep it super simple without adding arbitrary elements, which will sure serve some function, right? They will have some purpose, but will their purpose be will that function really be so important that you constantly see this thing left or right or both, right? And I don't know now, Jesus Christ, it's so hard. I don't know what to do, because what if we use the top bar, right? That's kind of also more mobile friendly. I guess we would have some select or something. Can the sidebar be an optional? Yeah, I mean, we could do that, right? We could do that. Right? You know what we can do? Just so we're being very pragmatic, right? Very pragmatic. How come we just do this? We just do this. We somehow, because you can see so imagine we just leave it like this. You have this join the button here. You can still click on things, right? You can still click on the users. You can still kind of get into the platform. But what if we would literally release it like this? Sidebar would make tabbing around page a bit easier. Interesting. Yeah. You know, the main issue again is right that eventually I want this to be. So my biggest problem isn't this view. This view, I would be fine if it has sidebars. This view, I'm very, very careful about, because I eventually want this to be something that a developer would be proud of to create and have a kind of a centralized spot for whatever that developer does. Their articles, repositories, projects, meetups that they're part of, right? And I want this thing to eventually, we're gonna add custom domains and stuff like that. And I want this to eventually also be customizable. So this is almost like your own personal blog. That's part of the social platform. That's the whole idea, right? So I will eventually make this so users can completely obliterate any elements that refer to programmer network, right? So they can create their own. So this is your own stuff, right? You post your own stuff here, right? So this view will, you know, people say never, but I think it's safe to say here, I would never want to have sidebars here. On this view, sure, I mean, right? I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, this is like some sort of a Twitter feed, right? But this, and then that kind of makes the UI and UX a little bit more complicated. Now you have some sidebars somewhere, but once you leave that place, you no longer have them. And now we set ourselves up for failure, right? Now we have to manage multiple different layouts, right? And stuff like that. So sidebars could be a slippery slope. First the left sidebar, then a right sidebar, add placement. Exactly. And not to mention that I never want to have ads of that type on this platform, right? So as I said before, if we ever succeed in any way, the only ads, if I can call them like that, would be that actual technical companies who are selling software or something related to programming write articles that might be, you know, given a higher precedence in the you know, somewhere they're going to be pushed or advertised or whatever, right? But that sort of ads that you see in the sidebars, no. I despise that deeply from my heart. Okay, so I think this is what I suggest, honestly. I think I just suggest this for now. We might, let's see. Only thing we really need now is, because we don't really have a sign up page now, right? Because the sign up in production currently, right, is over here. So we kind of have to move this little part into a separate page or a modal or something. I hate modals. I think most people hate pop-ups or modals, right? So I suggest we take this little fella and we create a new view called sign up, right? So let's try doing that. Let's try to do this with the least amount of friction so we can get this out as quickly as possible, right? So we are actually going to do, we're going to go to the app, right? And early access sign up. Okay, well, actually we had some early sign up before. So let's see what this actually is. Sign up. Okay. Okay, it's a little bit weird that I'm getting redirected because technically it should sign up. All right. Okay. So I see. I know. I might sign up landing page sign up. So we have this, but we have early access something. What was it? Where was that? Sign up form here. Okay, I see. All right. Sign up form. Let's see what the hell that is. It's been so long since I built that. Okay, so we have some effect here, and then we redirect somewhere. I see. So if, okay, I see. Okay. I see. So we will need to change this behavior a little bit, right? Because this no longer is the behavior that we want, right? So that's okay. So let's call this sign up. What do you guys think should be sign up or register or whatever? And then actually what we need to do is, where's this landing? Landing, yeah. Jesus, there's a lot of stuff here. Okay. Join us. Okay. Tabs. Okay, we have some tabs here. I see. Have some tabs over here. Okay, which is also in the landing thing. I see. All right. All right. Okay, so what we have to do, we need to make this an actual sign-up page, right? And this is some very old thing before we ever even went to production. Barcode, my friend. Good evening. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of work. So I'm not going to lie. Is this technically simple? Oh yeah, it's very simple. It's just a few components, right? But that's not where the complexity is. We'll need to make sure that we don't introduce any regressions, right? Because, you know, there's an API part. When you sign up, you get some token in your email. You click the token, it sends you back to the UI. UI consumes that token from the URL parameters, clears the URL parameter, and that's this part right here. So we'll make sure that that flow still works, right? That we didn't break it. The only what's it called? Complexity might be in that we don't break existing things that work, right? Okay. Okay, so I think honestly what we're actually going to do, thank you very much for the follow. What we're actually going to do is quite actually, let's be very smart here, right? So actually, yeah, I have an idea. All good. So what we're going to do is, yeah, I have an idea. Wait, let's try to be pragmatic here. So instead of that, I'm going to say landing view here. And now when I go to free, we should get the old landing page, right? What the fuck? No, sorry, no, it's sign up, not free. Sign up. All right, so now we see this, and I wonder if we should even leave most of these things here, right? So this is where you're gonna land when you come to Programmer Network. Then you click join us. So let's actually go to navbar, join us, link to sign up, right? So it would take you here. What happened there? Register with an email. Okay, so now, okay, I see. And if we actually go to this landing thing, right? Set active tab, so sign in. So is there some state here that so register with an email? So yeah, this is basically flipping some state, but is there some navigator, something here, some location that we're using? Let's see, tabs, components, tabs, no? Tabs, see. All right, so actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a couple of things here. So let's go to this old landing page to say, so let's say sign up, right? Because if I can get rid of some of this stuff, right, that's a little bit, it's something we have to maintain, which means it's work, right? If I can get rid of extra work, I think that can be awesome. So let's just try to play with this a little bit, right? The goal is that we open this up as quickly as possible, right? So we can get something out there, right? Like that. Give me a second. One moment. Okay. Mess that one up. This is pretty terrible, actually. Yeah, that's fine, I guess, if we leave it there. Let me just try one thing. Yeah, that's not completely disgusting, I must say. I see, okay. Programmer network top. What is this crap? Lim, yeah, exactly. I mean, we're trying to kind of be pragmatic here, right? So do as simple as we can, at least, yeah, it's Tailwind CSS, that's correct, yes. 100%. And where is this logo? Which logo? Wait a minute. Ah, I see, MD header. So this is some sort of a, wait a minute. Social knowledge sharing. I think this was a mobile version, right? But we can get rid of that, right? Yeah, that was a mobile version. Okay, no, all good. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. So, okay, great. Collaborate with us, blah, blah, blah. I wonder if this thing could have been, for instance, here. Yeah, I think that's better, right? What is this crap here? Okay. And then blah, blah, blah. We can say here my6. Yeah, so something like that, right? Maybe something like this, right? Yeah, that's not disgusting at all, I think. Those icons are like super mega big. Maybe we can kind of go down on that a little bit, right? So 4, 12, 10, 12. Did I actually do it though? Ah, okay, because yeah, there's, I see. Well, actually, yeah, I should have reduced them, right? No, not really. Okay, what's happening? All right, we'll see about that. So that's good. So you get here free. So you click join us, right? Join us. You get here. We'll need to fix that now. We'll need to, obviously, this form is not going to be as wide, right? So let's get rid of all of this crap. Yeah, so let's get rid of all of this. No longer needed there now. That's a little bit strange. Wait a minute, grid. And this should no longer be main. And this should no longer be grid. Yeah, we're gonna actually clean this up a little bit. There's a lot of stuff. When did I saw? Is this, am I actually doing anything to this? Dimitrich, my friend, good evening. Where the fuck is this crap, man? Are you kidding me? Ah, I see. It's this thing. All right. All right. All good. All good. So we gotta, yeah. We kind of leaked that out a little bit, didn't we? Right? So we can just smack this one in here, right? Thank you everybody for your follows. Appreciate it. Man, I'm starting to kind of like, what the fuck is happening? Okay, so something is, it's so strange, man. What? All right, hero, blah, blah, blah. I mean, to be honest, as I said many times in this stream, the most inspired thing that I get with is helping others in my team or making customers happy and stuff like that. So that's my main source of motivation, to be very honest with you. I'm not that excited about programming anymore as I used to be. Don't take me wrong, clearly, you know, if I didn't like programming still, I wouldn't be here with you. I would be watching Netflix now. But I'm not, the reason why I'm doing this project isn't programming. It's genuinely wanting to build something useful and good for people, right? So I'm not streaming this because I'm programming. If that was the case, I wouldn't be doing this. So my motivation is actually building things, right? But you get what I mean. So my motivation is, am I excited writing React components or building API endpoints? Of course not. I've done that so many times. I'm sick of it, right? But then you have to reinvent yourself. No matter if you're senior, junior, God mode level, whatever you are, this doesn't matter. You will at one point have to reinvent yourself, right? Because you know, people will tell you, well, you know, the best way to not burn out is the best way to not burn out is to learn new technology. That's not true, right? That is absolutely false. The best way to not burn out in that sense is to reinvent yourself in many other ways other than programming. Our job is, programming is just the side effect of what our job is. Our job is to build products, and products are results, incidentally, of programming, right? In 10, 15 years, it's not going to be programming as we know it. You're going to be prompting some AI maybe, who knows, right? But either way, like no matter your level, at one point in time, you will have to reinvent yourself because you will learn 1 language, 2 languages, 5 languages, 5 frameworks, 10 frameworks. You're going to realize that it's mostly the same crap with different syntax, right? And then you will say, well, where do I go from now, right? I mean, what is next for me? And then that next is going to be helping others, trying to build products. You know, there's no greater satisfaction than building something that people want to use. When I go to Programmer Network, right, and I see that people sign up, you know, some of you leave a thought, some of you write an article, that is the motivation, right? That is the motivation, right? Writing React or Rust or Golang or whatever, that's the easy part, right? Because anyone can learn that. That's not rocket science. Anyone can learn to write if statements and for loops in any language, right? It's just a matter of discipline and sitting down and learning the grammatics of it, right? I mean, programming languages, like any other language, is just a very primitive. It has very few words. It has few rules, some grammar, just like English, just like Chinese, just like any language, right? But using it is the same in your spoken language. You can say, well, I speak language. I speak English. Well, you do speak English, but how well, how articulate you are, eloquent. So that's the same, right, in the context of programming, right? It's what you build that matters. It's like, I know 375,000 words, but you don't know how to compose a sentence, right? Properly. So that's the difference, right? So that's how it is for me, at least. I don't go to work and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna write React. That's not my motivation. All right, so actually this is not completely disgusting, honestly. I mean, you see, I was at the start of the stream where we're going crazy, but then this is not completely disgusting. It's still primitive as I want it to be. It's still super clean. There's nothing on the screen except the actual content that I think people might care about. And then you can click here. You can still sign up. I mean, honestly, I think it's a good start. It's better than, yeah, right now in production being locked behind this, right? At least that's what I think. All right, great. Okay, another thing, honestly, that I saw. Throw that extra shit. I mean, look, no matter what, we're all different, right? We're all different. I think the only point I'm trying to make, right, is that at one point in time, right, you will have to reinvent yourself, right? You will write countless APIs, you will write countless UIs, and you will reach a point in your career when it's all gonna, you will realize that it's all the same crap with different name. In one company, you're gonna build a car shop. In another company, you're gonna build a medical software. In another company, you're gonna build a shoe store or something. But fundamentally, technology that you're using is the same, right? And you will realize this, and then you will say, all right, you know, where do I go from there? But hopefully at that moment, you're gonna be a tech lead, a team lead, a CTO, whatever. So that there is a progression, of course, in this industry. You're not going to be writing React components for 40 years, right? Of course, there's a progression, right? All right. Okay, so if we click here, does this actually still link to the correct stuff? It does. Is this link to our server? Okay, it does. Does this link to our Twitch? It actually does. Okay, that's great, right? Okay, good. So that's great. I don't think we have to do anything in the API except maybe one thing. How does it work now in production? You sign up and then you're sent back to... Okay, never mind. So I think that's also good. That's also good. All right, so if I go back to... Let's actually get over here. Let's clean this up. So this is no longer going to be here, right? And we should probably rename this to like... But fuck, yeah. So the only problem now that we have this... is that this is also a login, right? So this is not only a sign up, it's also a login. So I think we're gonna have to put some login here in the top, I guess. Or maybe this can be login/join. Fuck, what do you guys think? Because this view is both for joining and signing in, right? Maybe we can say authorize. Join, login. Maybe something like this. What do you guys think? Is it too disgusting? What the fuck is this? Is it too terrible to have it like this? Join team accession. Yeah, exactly. And actually, if we go to this open source thing that we recently open sourced, right, I can see that my button here, when I designed it, it actually has a proper hover whatsoever. Now, when I'm using it as part of the programming network frontend, you can see that it doesn't. So that's super weird. Something in the build process must have actually... fuck, I know what the problem is. Never mind, we'll have to fix that. It's conditional class names, I believe. Wait, let's open our Yale. Where's our Louis GUI Yale? This one, right? Let's go to the button component. I think I defined it here, right? Yeah. I think the problem is probably somewhere here when we actually conditionally set some classes, right? But yeah, let's not get led astray by that. We'll fix that another time. So join login. Let's maybe leave it like that, right? So where is this join login? And I just want to try one thing. Give me a second. Font bold. No, I don't like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's terrible, right? Register with email. Okay, let's actually fix that one quickly. Register with email. So what was this? Set active tab. So something got messed up here with the state, right? So set active tab, sign in form. So we have this thing over here, right? Yeah. Set password actually is good, but register with email does something strange. Okay, let's actually see about that, right? Forget password, sign in form, sign up form. And it's maybe this, right? Yeah, it is 100%. So if we click here, we should see that thing, right? Okay, got it. Okay, we need to change the logic of this, right? I guess we no longer need this navigate, right? So maybe we can just early return here, right? Just to be a good citizens of the code, right? So we're gonna say something like this. We're gonna say if there's no token, right? Or if there's no search params, then just exit earlier, right? So that should now work. Now, if there is, do this, clear the URL parameters, right? And then update the string. And as you can see, my API will in fact call this back, right? So if we go to our beautiful Fastify API and we search for register, right? Here in the API, if we go through all of the validation and stuff, eventually at one point here, I'm gonna send an email using SendGrid, blah, blah, blah. This is just some noise. So we send the email, exactly, right? And then the user, let's actually go to SendGrid, right? Then the user is actually gonna click on the email. And let's see, we need to update the email as well before we release this, right? Let me just get my authenticator out. Auth 55. Why are they not focusing the input? So annoying. 5531376, right? All right, cool. So if we go to email API and we go to dynamic templates, I believe, right? That's where we designed our emails. Complete your sign up, reset password, confirm your email. Shit, which one is it? Complete your sign up. Is it this one maybe? Invite by user, email, password, reset. Let's see. Where does this button take you? What did I do? So it takes you back to, fuck, this is not good. What is the ID of this template? What is the ID of this template? Let me try to find it in the code. Am I actually using this? No. So this one is actually not used. That's good. Confirm your email. Then it must be this one, I suppose, right? Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it is this one. Okay, good, good. So it's this one actually that's being used. So if we get over here into confirm your email, let's see how did I kind of make this, right? Please confirm your email to so you didn't join our programming network, right? Hi, sorry to interrupt. Can you please provide a link to the wallpaper you're using in the VS Code? Somebody on YouTube asking. I can. I generated that wallpaper using AI. Let me log into my Midjourney. What the fuck? Why do I have to do this again? Something got messed up. Let me just find it. I think I generated this myself. Yeah, here it is. It's this one that you want, right? Do you think that the test task for the job is nonsense? Depending what type of test, right? Algorithms and data structures and that crap, yes. For the most jobs, yes. Especially for web development jobs, it's a complete waste of time and it proves nothing. But some tests can be fine. As long as interview is actually a discussion and not interrogation, they can be nice. And there's this one. I generated this one as well. I'm going to upload both for you, and then you can use whichever one you want. My pleasure, man. Enjoy. All right. So if I go here, okay. So you can see, yeah, there we go. So this is what happens when you click the button, right? When you click the button currently in the email, when you sign up, I sent you back to confirm email thing, right? So let's actually find confirm email in our UI, right? It's here, confirm email. So that should be intact. I think this should still work as it did before. So if we take a look at this here, attempt to complete profile, we use the URL search parameter constructor here. We construct this parameters object. Now we have those getters and setters on it. So we say, well, the get methods, not really getter and setters. So we try to confirm the email. If we manage, great. If we don't, so that's great. If error, invalid token provided, good. I covered that. Yeah, that's good. So that's actually fine, right? So for the most part, that's good. My first job a couple of years ago, I wrote data into database so that on the web it would open in the form of a tree, and you could... Nice, man. Well, you definitely, I mean, hopefully, I hope you protected that database, right? Because you've exposed your database to the whole internet. But yeah, that sounds fun. Password change, invite by complete your sign up. Okay, I think that's great. So that works. Okay, I just wanted to confirm that SendGrid stuff works. It's showing blank. Shit. Ah, fuck, man. Let me see. That page doesn't exist. Yeah, it seems that YouTube has messed the message up, right? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, wait. Ah, let's try that again, right? Let's try it once again. I'll send it maybe link by link, so maybe that. And then that as well, right? Try now. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is good. So that works. API is fine. It's handling that good. So if we get over here, join login. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Let's go to let's go and get a new icon very quickly. We're gonna go to icons, but we'll have to do this in our actual core library, right? So that's the thing. So let's search for lock. No, maybe that's actually not what we should be doing now. No, let's fuck it. I'll do that detail off stream. So we have this. This should be fine. Oh yeah, so what I wanted to do, right? So now when you're in this UI, right, you shouldn't be able to interface with these things if you're not logged in, but I don't want to hide them, right? I want to make sure that they're kind of triggering people to hopefully sign up, right? So let's actually go and do that. What is this? Navigate. Yeah, so we're gonna get rid of that. I got it. Okay. I mean, interviews are different, right? There are various things you can get from an interview, right? And majority of people out there, you know, they don't have opportunity, especially developers. They don't hire people every day to get good at it, right? So whenever you go into an interview, realize that probably the person that's interviewing you hasn't even interviewed 5 people in their entire life, right? Give me 1 second. Right, so it's just the nature of it, right? Give me 2 seconds just to check something out. I see. Okay. I don't know if that would work, my man. You can try though, but would it work? Who knows? All right, cool. So I just hate this. Yeah. Let's find something. Sign up. Yeah, this is super sharp for my brain, just like my brain. It's very squared and boring. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Do you play advert of code event? No, I build real things. All right, SRC components. No, what did I want to do? Never mind. Wait a minute. SVG. Yep. Let's call this enter. No. Sign in. SVG maybe. Yeah. All right. No, I don't spend time on these things. I mean, more power to those who like to do that. I don't. It's a huge waste of time, in my opinion. I mean, if I wanted to play something like that, I would play a video game. I would just play an actual game and kill some time, right? Writing for loops and algorithms 5 hours, I don't consider fun. I would probably play like, I mean, I don't play games not because I don't like them. It's just life. I just don't have the time with kid and wife and all of that, right? And full-time job and this stream. But, you know, I like playing social games, you know, MMO RPGs. You know, I grew up with Baldur's Gate, Diablo 1, and Warcraft 3. But I played WoW for... No, I don't play games like that, no. I didn't even know there's gonna be a game, GTA 6. I didn't know that, no. What do I wanna? Terra Online. I think I don't know if I've played that, but I think I've heard about it. Yeah. Cabal Online. No, I haven't heard of that. No. I mean, honestly, like if I needed something to kill time, I would for sure play a video game, right? That's exactly the difference, right? So if I'm coding, I'm gonna try to code something that's useful, at least to me, right? Otherwise, I'm gonna play a game. Not gonna write nested for loops and pretend I'm having fun, right? That's crazy. You build the Next.js. Why? Why would I do that? I mean, this is React. That's what Next.js is. What do you mean? I'm often very confused when people say, "Can you build in Next.js?" Next.js is a React rendered in the server. I'm not sure what would be the difference now in watching for you. What do you think would be difference if I'm using Next.js? No, but to keep in mind, I'm an absolutist, right? I might be an asshole sometimes as well. So if people enjoy, right? Yeah, but I mean, just because something has different file structure, why would that? Why does that matter? You get what I mean? What would you see different on my screen? Files are sort of different, sure, but you know, it's still React.js, right? So I don't see a difference, right? Ah, shit, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, sure, I get you, right? But fundamentally, it's React, right? So I'm not gonna use Next.js because I don't need it, right? I don't use it because I don't need anything that it offers, right? If I need it at one point, absolutely I can, for sure. I give you that, right? If I ever need something like server-side rendering and I need something like Next.js, for sure I would use it, right? Right now I don't need it, right? But if I need it at one point, sure. I mean, I'm not, look, I'm not, the thing is, for those of you who've been watching me for a long time, I'm a huge fan of simplicity, right? I've been writing in so many programming languages in my career, and I've tried all the things from Haskell to most complex shit to the simplest things. And I just use anything that's as easy as possible, as simple as possible. For me, Nest.js doesn't solve anything in particular that I can't do with Fastify, right? It incorporates a lot of logic, patterns, event emitter, decorators, and all of that. And that's great, right? But it doesn't solve anything for me. It doesn't make my code simpler. It makes it more complex because you encapsulate your whole code base in all of these patterns on a premise that is going to make your code simpler. But the premise is inaccurate. It doesn't make your code simpler, it makes it more complicated, right? Now you have a simple thing that could have been just a simple handler function, just like in Go. In Go, you know, Go is a great example of writing APIs, for example. It's as stupid as simple as possible. Same is with Fastify or Node.js. So I'm not against it. It's just ask yourself, what is the actual value, right? It's not about if you like the syntax. If you like the syntax and other developers in your team like the syntax, I respect that. You can then say, hey, that's some value for you, sure, right? Play one game, my friend. Good evening. I was wondering where you were. It's always about the value, right? What does it solve, right? I'm not going to use a technology because some streamer is using it or some Twitter god, right? That's ridiculous, right? That's what juniors do. Juniors are prone and open to using things because somebody told them. That's natural because you're inexperienced and you're always seeking for confirmation. You're seeking for, but when I talk to those people, it's just a fundamental question. Why, right? Why? And if you can't answer why, then, right, it's so simple, right? If you tell me, why don't you use something, you have to provide the why, right? I'm cooking. Oh man, I love them. I actually love them. And they're so healthy as well. Like super healthy, right? Super, super healthy. I think if you have complicated business logic, it is good to go with Nest or Spring. But what is complicated business logic, right? I mean, so the biggest problem, right, with us software developers, right, is that we are pretty clever, right? Because of the nature of our job, we get trained to be clever. But then we become very unclear and very unspecific in order to support our own claims, right? People will often use those things such as complicated business logic or performance, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest problem is that nobody can ever provide that context. Like, for example, for past year streaming, countless people come here talking about performance. They say, oh, Node.js is slow, or PHP is slow, or Ruby on Rails is slow, whatever, you name it. But then I ask them one fundamental question. When did you deal with these performance issues? You, not the Medium article, not the Twitter god, not the YouTube influencer. When did you deal with these performances? And so far, not a single person has ever actually answered this for a year of the stream, right? You get what I mean? So it's always so much theory, right? Whenever we discuss these things, right? People have a hard time answering basic questions, right? Because we become very theoretical, right? So Camille, don't take me wrong, right? I deal with performance issues all the time. Okay, I mean, great, but you know, you would have to provide a little bit more context so we can discuss it. But either way, right? There's always so much theory, right? right? So ask yourself, when did you use, let's say, PHP or Ruby or Node.js or whatever you name it, technology X, and when was it slow for you? Not again some random Twitter guy or right somebody who has some agenda to talk crap for engagement, for you know, for whatever reasons, right? So that's the ultimate question. I'm still waiting for answers, right? A year later of streaming, I'm still waiting for answers. Ah, I see. Okay. Okay, we have to fix that actually now. No, well, sign in should, yeah, that, well, let's actually go there. Sign in form. Okay, so that kind of worked, right? Let's clean this crap up. Let's clean this crap up. Okay, and we'll update meetup. Okay, never mind. So that's fine. I find imposter syndrome, and please don't get offended by this, right? But I find the imposter syndrome to be a very narcissistic type of thing, right? I think that the basic premise that someone might think that they are great and that they know everything is fundamentally wrong, right? I think that the whole imposter syndrome thing, which became very popular once people understood that it exists, right, is that I don't follow the whole discussion about it, right? I mean, if you're a normal human being, you will be humble and you will naturally think that you don't know anything. That should be your human state if you want to move forward and improve every day, right? Because we truly don't know anything. None of us. There's so much in every industry that you can infinitely for millions of lives learn, and you will not learn everything, right? So this basic premise that somehow there are people actually who know everything and who are just great is just false, right? So when you say, you know, imposter syndrome, if you're feeling inferior to sometimes that's normal. You should be feeling inferior, right? No, but again, I think the main premise out there is that you somehow shouldn't be feeling that you don't know everything. And of course you should be feeling exactly that, because we all suck in so many things, right? Some people are better at selling themselves. Some people have Twitch channel like I do, so I might appear better than maybe I am. Some people have YouTube channels. They might seem to have it all figured out. But that's not the case, right? Like nobody actually has all the things figured out, right? So it's for me, it's the most normal state is the state where you feel that you don't know. You should be feeling that because you don't know. I don't know, right? That's why we live. You live to advance, to learn, to get better, right? What type of terrible person you must be to just wake up and say, I have it all figured out, right? I know everything. That person doesn't progress much, trust me. Yeah, and of course, I mean, don't take me wrong. Some people are just naturally great at selling themselves, right? So that's a different thing. Some people are good at bullshitting, no question about that, right? But that's the thing, right? You should not give a shit what others say, right? I mean, sorry, keep in mind, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, so this is my opinion. And you know, as I always say, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, right? So please take my advice very carefully. But what I'm trying to say is that the reason why such concept exists is because human beings have developed themselves in such a way, or underdeveloped themselves in such a way, Why do you give a shit what others say, man? Have your own journey, have your own path, stick to your own path, right? And that's it, right, man? If I was thinking in my life what people thought about me, I would be still at the age of 35 sitting in my parents' house, right? And I know it's hard, it's way easier to say this than do it, I get that, but it's a training, right? If you end up living your life thinking what others think of you, you will be very unhappy, man. You're gonna be very unhappy. That's a very dangerous life to live, right? Who gives a fuck what others think, man? Mind your own shit, get better, compare yourself only to yourself the previous day. Sure, find some inspiration in others, find somebody that might, well, if your whole life is gonna reside around others accepting you, then I'm saying that's gonna be a very sad life, right? And this is simply, you have to overcome this, right? You're gonna get acknowledgement by actual output of your life, not by theory or somebody patting you on the shoulder. So compare yourself that just to how you were a day before, a month before, try to get better, be happy, and that's it, right? I know what imposter syndrome is, Drev. Don't take me wrong, I know what it is, right? I'm fully with you, man. I know what an imposter syndrome is, right? But that's not the point. That's not my main point. I just mean that. Do you understand what I mean? Let me try to elaborate it a bit. Imposter syndrome somehow contradicts human nature by default. In simple words, you're saying that only a person who has that type of syndrome should and is only doubting themselves. It's like as if the doubting yourself isn't a natural human state. I'm saying every normal human being, humble human being at times is doubting themselves, is thinking that they don't know, is feeling inferior, is feeling fear sometimes. So this is a normal human state. So when you add imposter syndrome to it, you make it even worse, because now you implicitly imply that there's you who feel like that, and then there's people who are completely full of themselves and they think that they know everything and that they're the best. Are there people like this? Yes, but they're a small minority. And usually you would call those people assholes, right? So that's what I'm saying. So this imposter syndrome somehow implies that that's not a normal human state. Everybody doubts themselves time to time. I've been in this industry this is 16th year of full-time working, and every day I feel that, right? I feel I can sit even with developers who have 4 times less experience than me, and sometimes I'm gonna think also, okay, maybe should I say something or not? So this is just being humble, man. It doesn't mean that you're something wrong with you, man. It's sometimes good it's good to not think that you know everything, right? That's my point. Imposter syndrome, in simple words, is you basically thinking that you're inferior, you have a fear of speaking out, you think that others are better than you, blah, blah, blah. And my point here is that a lot of people feel like this, which means, and probably, I don't know, I hope that majority of people have this fear engraved in them to some degree. And that is what makes them humble. That's what making all of us, right? So that's my point. I don't know. Am I right? Who the fuck knows, man? It's just an opinion, and we all have opinions, right? So who knows, right? You joined. Somebody on YouTube says I joined. Thank you very much for joining, man. I appreciate that very much. Where is this crap, man? How did I manage to mess this up? I just want to add. When did you start? I started programming is when I was very, very young. I started working in 2008. And ever since I've been working full time. What tip do I have? Just build things. That's the best tip I can give you. Teach yourself to be useful, teach yourself to be productive, learn good habits. Don't try to seek too many shortcuts. That's gonna teach you to be lazy, and then your whole career is gonna be you finding. I think a lot of younger people don't underestimate, even people who are at university underestimate how crucial it is that you set yourself up initially properly, because the habits that you inherit when you're young are going to be very, very difficult to erase later on, right? So, and understand what your job is. Your job isn't to write code, your job is to build products that make people happy. So sooner you can understand that and make yourself valuable, almost irreplaceable if possible. And how do you do that? You do that by providing value, by building things, by making your CTO happy, your CEO happy. Obviously, you can open your own company if you wish, but the only thing that matters is how valuable you are, not how much you can talk about code, how much you can say. You know, everybody can say things. There's a saying, you know, everybody can say it, very few can do it, right? So be useful. Be a useful individual that people are willing to pay for. Don't talk much, act. Don't be reactive, be proactive. Don't complain, act. If there's something that's broken, fix it. Don't bitch about it like a little asshole. And that's it. Though, if you stick to this, I promise you a very light and bright future. Be proactive, be useful, and that's it. That's really all that every human needs. Don't be a little, you know, annoying person who sits and just complains why things are like this or that, right? Nobody likes that person. Everybody likes a doer. Just like Nike logo, right? Just do it. Just do it. So be the person who does it. Person who doesn't complain, who doesn't request things, who doesn't question things without action, right? If you want things to change, be the one to change them. That's so simple, right? Because everybody can complain, everybody can shit on things. Developers are notorious for those things. If you go to most of these programmer streams like mine, it's mostly people just bitching about things. Everybody is complaining. Oh, this is so slow. Oh, this sucks, that sucks. But none of them actually contributed 0.1% to any of these technologies. They're just like a sick squad, just bitching about everything. That's the disease of the society. Okay. So where the hell did I? Infinite scroll out there, yeah. Infinite scroll component outer div, okay. Infinite list, right? Yeah. This is true, but also keep in mind if some organization has problems, you rarely can change much. But I think that's Shadams. I think that's not the good perception of things. Let me elaborate why. You don't have to change those types of things, right? You have to be stoic, right? You should read some stoic philosophy, right? You can only change things that you can change. You can only change things that you should only be trying to change things that you realistically know that you can change. You cannot change your CEO, obviously, but that's also not your job, right? So when it comes to work, you always have 2 or 3 possibilities. It's super simple. Imagine you have a job, right? This is really, really simple. Imagine you have a job, right? Just bear with me for 2 seconds, right? Just bear with me for 2 seconds. This is how I think about it. I think it's super logical. You have a job, right? You have a job. Now, there are certain things. You like it, you dislike it. What are the reasons you dislike it are irrelevant. What can you do? You can go with it, you can leave, right? Now, so this is basic principle of it, right? So you have a job, what can you do? You can try to change things and then stop. And now ask yourself, am I happy here? No, you quit and you find another job, right? You stay, you stop complaining and you go with it. It's so simple, right? So you either do something about it or you don't. If you don't, then you implicitly agreed that things are bad, but you, right? What is the problem that I'm debating here? The problem is that you dislike it, you stay, you tried, but you still complain. So if you tried, you dislike it, and you stayed, then stop it. Just go with it, do your job, go to work, and that's it. If you don't want to do it, quit and find something that you like. The biggest problem is you have people who don't try, they dislike it, but they always complain. They just complain all the time. They just bitch about things non-stop. They're not really willing to try to change anything. Even if they did and they couldn't, they realized they can't, but they still stayed and they're still complaining about things, right? So that's the point. So is there certain things that you can't change in the organization where you work? Of course. But then you have to apply some logic there, you know, not just like, if you can't change it, then you have another possibility, leave, right? Or if it doesn't bother you, stay and stop complaining. It's super simple. It's not mobile. Oh, okay, good. Okay. So this is what we're missing, it seems, right? Yeah. All right, great, super. So yeah, we just fixed that back. So if we go ahead and log out, right? Good. So that's how it is, right? All right, cool. And let's just go to sign in again, right? So here, when we handle login, when this actually succeeds, right? May I know your VS Code? I'm very sorry. My VS Code, it's a default VS Code, right? It's modern, it's dark modern, and I just have a background theme. So it's default dark modern. This is the font, and I'm just using the background extension. I don't know if I actually have the navigate here. No. Okay, let's import it, right? Right, yeah. Try that again. Cool, so it did that now, right? Okay, great. Now we have to do one thing, right? This is my API. So let's go to custom route, right? So here we have to say if authenticated and no username. Okay, if authenticated, then yeah, right. So let's add one more state here. So let's say if it's authenticated and I guess we can say location dot path name is equal to sign up, right? navigate to home, right? So this should prevent users to actually go to sign up if they are already logged in, right? So we get here, we do this. I mean, yeah, technically we can do this, right? But then I think we would actually need to get rid of I think we'll need to get rid of this. Let's see now, 1 second. I think we just did a double redirect there. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, super. So we can actually get rid of this, right? And then that. Let's see. All right, cool. That's a very broad question, Bexy. That's a very, very broad question. I don't think that the cookie or JSON Web Token, those two things are completely two different concepts, and they are, that's like saying, what do you prefer more, a Ferrari or a plate, right? Cookie refers to a browser storage. JSON Web Token is a encoded string that represents some signed JSON object, right? So that you cannot prefer one or the other. It doesn't make sense. You can store JSON Web Token in a cookie. You can store it in a local storage. You can store it as an HTTP only cookie. You can store it in IndexedDB, right? You created a PR. That's lovely, NSD, man. Wow, okay, what the heck? Okay, wow, that's amazing. Somebody that I'm super happy. Okay. Okay, beautiful. I mean, dude, thank you. Of course I have the time. And for you guys contributing finally to Programmer Network, of course I have the time. That was the whole point. Remove empty space, remove docs. Okay, remove docs. What? Ah, okay. That's beautiful, man. That's of course. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Let's review this bad boy. Let's do this. We need to make sure that linter and tests are passing. I don't know if you updated the tests NSD, but that's amazing, man. Thank you so much for that. That's beautiful. JSON Web Tokens again are JWT is just a token, right? And it's a method of authenticating. It's a stateless authentication. You have sessions, and probably that's what you're trying to compare it to, right? So you have session-based authentication. You have, right? So you're probably thinking about stateful session-based authentication in memory storing of some token of some kind, right? Super nice. Okay, we'll need to wait. So the tests have failed. So keep in mind, yeah, so NSD, keep in mind that yeah, you will have to adhere. You will have to run some of the commands, right? You will have to run npm lint and format, right, as part of the build tools, right? Because I can see here that the linter failed here, and let's see why it actually failed. Replace animate blah blah blah. So yeah, so for some reason your tooling hasn't been using the local configuration of things. So make sure that you run. So while you're in the Yale project, right? If I open it up while you're in the late project, right? If you go to package.json, you'll see that I have we have this lint fix. We have format as well, right? So make sure that you run the format and the lint, right? It's, yeah. It's actually very strange that the Husky hook didn't run for you, because I have also set up the Husky as well, right? Rosh, Good evening to you, man. Sleep well. Thank you very much for coming by. I hope to see you again in this stream, man. I appreciate you being here. But I'm so happy we get a first PR to our front end. So that's pretty cool. NSD, thank you very much, man. 25 gold resubscribed. Thank you, buddy. I love you. That's very, very awesome. Give me just 1 second. Give me 1 secundos here. All right, cool. Oh no, oh no. Commits with emojis. Yeah. I mean, it's why not? We need a little bit of playfulness, like Leo said, right? To make this very squarey platform of mine. This platform reflects my brain. He didn't resub, he forgot to turn it off. Shut the fuck up, chica. All right, okay, so what I want to do, actually, so anyway, this is super good. I'm actually very happy with what we did, right? Borax serum exam, man, I would like one. Can I ask Dale for icons or illustrations? It's really bad for icons. Let me actually show you. I'm using Midjourney myself. Let me show you. I actually have a video. Actually, I have a YouTube video on that. Give me a second. I have a YouTube video on that. Give me 2 seconds. So I have a YouTube video. It's 6 minutes. I highly advise you to watch it. How to use Midjourney to turn PNGs from Midjourney into SVGs. But let me show you. So the icons that I was able to generate with AI, not using Dale on ChatGPT, but using Midjourney, Dale is actually worse than Midjourney, are those types of icons. So it's really good for this type of stuff. When it comes to illustrative icons, like the ones you have here, for instance, my results weren't impressive. I'm not happy. But actually, you should probably use this because here you have like 100,000 icons in total. So you probably don't want to, like here, I mean, if you would combine this here in the left, there's probably like 100,000 icons here you can choose from for free. This is open source, right? But you can see what I generated. I'm paying for Midjourney. I think I'm paying like $10 a month or something like that. You see, this is this is the stuff that I generated. And when I was trying to generate the icons, you can see that this were my attempts. I was trying to generate the programmer network logo. I wanted to see if I can get us a better logo. So you can see it's amazing for very imaginative, very high tech, very futuristic things. This is super impressive, right? But and also I managed to get things like this, right? This was pretty cool. You can see my prompts. Actually, I think, how can I share my profile? I don't know how can I share my profile, but you can see that I'm using it quite extensively, actually. So you can see I was trying, yeah, man, of course I can, yeah. I was trying to generate, I gave it my own picture, I gave it my own photo, and look what it generated. Look what it generated. Just so you get the context. I gave it my own picture. Right? So, oh my God, Rebecca is here. What did you have in prompt? Did you mention Rust? Actually, I didn't mention Rust. Maybe if I did, it would have done better. So yeah, but this is kind of what I, look at this. Listen, I gave it our programmer network logo. Listen, I gave it this logo here. Listen up. I gave it this logo. So this terminal logo. Look what it generated. Look what it generated. Close enough, right? I was like, dude, how is this possible? I gave it this. I think it was super close. And then I tried few more things, and it was getting closer and closer. Look at this. I think this is almost identical to our current logo, without a question, right? So I'm just trying to, yeah, I think, so you can see, for example, I was generating avatars, super good, right? But when it comes to logos, when it comes to vectors, when it comes to that stuff, it's still really bad. I've used Vertex AI at work because we're a GCP partner at the company where I work, so I have access to that, and also really bad. Bard is even worse. Dale, ChatGPT, really bad as well. Because I mean, I also, you know, I have the, so if we actually go to my beta settings here, right? So if I go to my, if I go to settings and beta, right? Yeah, actually here. So here it is, we can try it out, right? So look at this now. So look at this now. Bear with me. So look at this now. I mean, this is not about liking, right? I mean, I'm using all the tools. I'm always ahead of curve. I'm always using all the tools. It's not about liking or disliking. It's about the output. It's always about the output, right? And the output is really bad, right? So it's not that I like it or dislike it, right? If I give it an image like this, and I say generate a logo, let's see what it's going to generate, right? So it's about its efficiency, not about me liking it or disliking it, right? That's beside the point, right? So you see what it generates, right? So this is, yeah, but this is not good, man. This is bad, right? I want the exact logo, just in a different color. So it's still all of these image generators, including Midjourney, including Bards, is that they don't understand colors. They don't understand shapes. So you cannot say use, so for example, one huge limitation of of Midjourney still is that you cannot literally give it a color, right? So look at this. I literally said I want the exact logo just in a different color. This is like baby pooping. What is this? You understand what I mean? So this is not me liking it or disliking it. It's really bad still, right? Exactly, Rebecca. Yes. So you can clearly see, right, that right. So look at this. I said it. I want the same logo, just different color. Look at this. Look at this little baby here, leaving a poop. So in that sense, it's not there yet, right? It's far away from being able to right? But if I tell it, please illustrate Jean-Claude Van Damme in a Santa suit, look at this now, right? Look at this now, right? So that is look at this. Look what's happening now. So look what's gonna happen now, right? Thank you everybody for your follows. Look at this now. I said, please illustrate a Jean-Claude Van Damme in a Santa suit. What the fuck, man? You cannot generate a square and you can generate a picture of Jean-Claude Van Damme in a Santa suit. Like I don't get it. Sure, I'm not that smart. I get it, right? Right? I mean, look, it failed to do. Where is it? So it failed to draw this, right? It failed to draw this, but it then didn't fail to illustrate a Jean-Claude Van Damme in a Santa suit, right? Let's copy. Let's see that, right? Generate a logo inside a square with the terminal stuff in a red and cute. But you get the point, right? So this is good to illustrate what it can do and what it can't do, right? Generate a terminal logo inside a square. Okay, let's try one more and then let's continue coding. But you get the point, right? You get the point, right? This is more fun than coding. I guess so. I don't know. I find this really, really bad. No, I think this is really bad. I don't know. I just dislike it. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can never spell that. Design. Okay, last one. Last one. What the fuck? Look at this dude. Look at this dude with his abs just crying. Programmer network merged, leaked. Yeah, so you can see. Boot dev. I don't know. I've never heard of boot dev. What is that? Boot.dev. Welcome to Most Captivating. Finger flying, addictive way to learn code. Wow, okay. Why settle for mediocrity when you can be remarkable? Wow, okay. Avoid tutorial hell by writing a lot of code. Stay motivated with dopamine-driven development. Oh my god. Build portfolio to prove your skills. Nobody ever did this before. Delve deeper into foundational concepts. Nobody ever went into foundational concepts. Learn flexibility without interrupting your life. For 1% the price of college to minimize your financial risks. Join 700 million students learning modern backend skills. Find them in our Discord community and on the leaderboard. Matt from Los Angeles, Tio from Connecticut, USA, Megan from Arizona, USA, Osgua from Esslingen, Germany, Scheiße, Daniel from Cassia, Brazil. Shit, a proven path to backend career. Most students spend about 12 months learning demand backend technologies like Python, SQL, and Go. Spend about 12 months of time. There's no risk. Cancel anytime. We do not tolerate unhappy students. We're gonna fucking kill you if you're unhappy, bitch. Ask for a refund. Backend developers in the US earn over $100 million a month. Some might look at the job data and assume that the front-end positions are better for entry-level developers because salaries are lower. On the contrary, there's higher demand and lower supply for backend positions. With the right preparation, landing a backend position can actually be easier. Fuck, man. Fuck. Yeah. Fuck. Write some code, bro. Build fantasy quest. Print, submit. Yeah. Accept the boots of power. Yeah, the combat system in Fantasy Quest is working as intended. It appears the players are gaining health. Fix the mad bug on line 3. Sword damage. Clear health. I think I'm gonna start applying, guys. Let's go to LinkedIn. I want to see their pricing. Okay. I got Netflix on the line looking for you. But okay, I did shit on that service a little bit. I had no intention of doing that. I just found it very fun in a moment, right? Maybe it's good, who knows? It's just, it's kind of funny how a lot of these courses, they promise they're going to be out of the world compared to some others, right? So that's what's always funny for me, right? It's like, only if you get this course, you know it's going to be so much better than all other courses. So that's a little bit of the irony, right? It's okay, we all see you as a negative person now. You know, I mean, when you're working for 15, 16 years, right? You kind of become a little bit negative, right? For sure. Skeptical at the very least, right? All right, give me a second, guys. Unfortunately, my wife is telling me that she can't sleep because of me, and I really wish I can stream more, but I can't because she's She needs to sleep, and yeah, for sure. So let me just pull myself up here. It's been like, what, a week or so since I haven't streamed, so it's been good to be back. Let's hope, I hope to see each other tomorrow again, and time to make her sleep. Obi, good evening, buddy. But let's have fun. Let's have fun tomorrow, guys. Please come by if you have the time. If you have nothing better to do, come aboard and let's kill some time together. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry that I need to leave, but the wife is the boss, so I gotta listen. I wish you guys best. Sleep well as well, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, Rebecca and everybody. Good night.